what is wild to me is that this word patriot seems to be getting co-opted for propagandists, because that's what they do. All right. So we're going to talk about what my colleague from Georgia, she talked about misinformation, and I don't know what she was talking about, but nevertheless, we can look at her own tweets and we can find plenty of misinformation.
The hypocrisy of Marjorie Greene is astounding, and Representative Jasmine Crockett is having none of it in this House Oversight Committee meeting.
But the biggest problem that we have is we have people that sit in this chamber and they spread the misinformation. If it was left in Russia or China, whatever. But the problem is that you have people that sit in positions of power and they have a $2 million budget. You think that they would call on some staff to find out if they were telling the truth about the things that they're putting on social media, but instead it works for their rhetoric. And as we talk about rhetoric, something else that was appalling to me was this insinuation that when you look at the Ukrainians, which is why we're having problems getting the funding that Ukraine needs, is because people in this chamber push misinformation and disinformation. They want to talk about the Ukrainians got all of these Nazis. Well, let me tell you something. You can find Nazis anywhere. You can find them right here in the United States. In fact, a bunch of the people that they're calling victims and prisoners of war, also known as convicted felons from January 6th, I have an article that I'd like to enter into the record by unanimous consent that says neo-Nazi January 6th rioter pleads guilty.
Without objection.
Thank you so much. So here's the point. We have people in this chamber that are actually causing just as much a threat, if not more of a threat, to our own country. We should be talking about holding our very own accountable for the misinformation and disinformation that they are spreading, whether it's coming out of China, whether it's coming out of Russia, or whoever is peddling it. It is a problem because right now what we see is that people are dying and we cannot get the support that we need from the public because they continue to peddle lies. And I'm tired of it because I didn't come to this chamber to play games. I came to this chamber to answer to the people, the American people, and to make sure that we keep the American people safe.
And now they're going on about Russia and Vladimir Putin is Hitler, and they say that's not a good thing. And can we give a round of applause for Russia? Yes. Absolutely, absolutely. We are honored, we are humbled and excited to welcome to the stage right now for our first speech, and we love to get to know her much better. I think this is going to be the beginning of something great. The representative from Georgia, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Terrifyingly, Trump supporters seem primed and ready for the prospect of a dictatorship that might well be swept into power, not with a vote, but with violence. Do they understand the implications of what that would mean for America? Possibly not, but it seems like many people are perfectly willing to eradicate their own rights and freedoms in order to uphold and affirm white supremacy. They will butcher our system of government to establish a hierarchy that puts them on top.
Would you rather have 4 years of Donald Trump as a dictator or 4 years of Joe Biden as a president?
4 years of Trump as a dictator.
How come?
From all that I saw him do, I like everything he does. And Joe Biden, I haven't really approved of nothing he does. He seems like he likes to back down on everything, and he can't hold his power.
Donald Trump did say, as we talked about this on his first day, he was going to be a dictator. And would you rather have 4 years of Donald Trump as a dictator or 4 years of Joe Biden as a president?
4 years of Donald Trump as a dictator if he's going to make the country better. You know, I believe what Donald Trump says, and, you know, if he says it, then I'll go with it. And if he wants to be a dictator, then so be it. He's the president of the United States of America, and he would be my president.
And you, ma'am, would you rather have 4 years of Donald Trump as a dictator or 4 years of Joe Biden as a president?
I think Joe Biden is not a president. I think that he is told what to do. I think that the government, there's a huge, big, more issue going on than just him. Like, you know, he's being told what to do. I feel like they're just trying to control, you know, and I think Trump would be, I mean, I love Trump. I think everything he says is honest, and he's looking out for each and every one of us. in the country's best interest.
The former president said on day one he's going to be a dictator for a day. How does that sit with you?
It's just great because, you know, there's a verse in the Bible that says, because sentence against an evil deed is not executed speedily, the hearts of the sons of men are fully set to do evil. He has to, from day one, start kicking butt and putting things back into place. Not out of vindictiveness, but because things have just gotten so crazy. We're no longer having a choice between right and left. We have a choice now between right and absolute craziness.
In this era, ultranationalism, performative Christianity, and an unwavering commitment to Donald Trump are prerequisites for political success in the Republican Party. The terrifying thing is that it's not just one or two people spouting nonsense that can be easily dismissed. We're looking at a movement of people who are comfortable sharing space and breaking bread with self-avowed white supremacists. People used to use words like Nazi and fascist as hyperbolic insults, but when a former leader tries to actively overturn an election while promising political violence, you have to wonder where things will end.
Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.